Imagine waking up to the news that a single national decision, one happening right now in the heart of the Middle East, is about to change the global financial landscape forever. What if I told you that the key to this seismic shift isn't a new tech stock or a cryptocurrency, but a currency many have written off for decades? Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what I'm about to lay out isn't speculation, it's a detailed breakdown of a confirmed strategic financial operation spearheaded by the Central Bank of Iraq, an operation backed by a staggering $100 billion in hard cash reserves and a technological leap into the future with the Digital Dinar. This isn't a story about potential, it's a story about a final calculated move that is actively revaluing the Iraqi dinar as we speak, and you are hearing it here first. The journey of the Iraqi dinar has been, to put it mildly, a roller coaster defined by conflict, sanctions, and overwhelming instability. For years, the international community viewed the IQD with deep skepticism, seeing it as a proxy for the nation's turmoil rather than a representation of its immense inherent value. But that entire narrative is now officially and irrevocably obsolete. The turning point didn't happen overnight. It was a grueling, multi-year strategy executed away from the spotlight. The Central Bank of Iraq embarked on a mission of financial engineering so profound that it has successfully stabilized the currency's foundation, mopping up excess liquidity from the streets, implementing strict anti-money laundering protocols, and building bridges with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. These weren't random acts of policy, they were the deliberate, painstaking laying of a foundation for what was to come. Think of it like preparing the ground for the world's tallest skyscraper. You don't just start building upwards, you dig deep. You pour an immense amount of concrete and steel to create a base that can support the incredible weight and height. The CBI has been doing exactly that for years, and now, the construction of the new financial tower is beginning, and it's happening at a speed that is leaving financial analysts breathless. The cornerstone of this entire endeavor is the confirmed $100 billion in foreign currency reserves. This isn't theoretical money or promised funds. This is liquid, accessible cash held in the world's most secure vaults and accounts. This reserve acts as a monumental shield, protecting the dinar from speculative attacks and providing the absolute confidence required for a strong, stable exchange rate. It's the nation's financial war chest, and it's fully stocked and ready for deployment. But the CBI isn't stopping there. They are merging this traditional financial muscle with a futuristic vision, the Digital Dinar. This is a watershed moment, the true confirmation that this is the final move. The Digital Dinar isn't just a digital version of the currency, it's a complete overhaul of the financial system. It promises unprecedented transparency, cutting out corruption and middlemen, allowing for seamless international trade, and integrating Iraq directly into the new era of digital finance. This move positions Iraq not as a nation catching up, but as a potential leader, leapfrogging legacy banking systems that plague older economies. The synergy between the $100 billion reserve and the Digital Dinar is what creates the perfect storm for a revaluation. The reserves provide the trust and the backing, while the digital platform provides the efficiency, speed, and global reach. This is the CBI's masterstroke. They have built an unshakable foundation, armed it with a colossal financial reserve, and are now launching its most agile and powerful asset into the digital ecosystem. This triple-layered strategy is what differentiates this moment from every other rumor or false start in the past. This is the real deal, and the evidence is no longer hidden. It's public record for those who know where to look. The final move is not on the horizon, it is already in motion. So, if you're ready to understand exactly how this will unfold and what it means for the global economy, you need to stick around. I'm going to break down the next critical phase, and you will not want to miss it. So, let's delve deeper into the mechanics of this final move, because understanding the how is just as crucial as knowing the what. The Central Bank of Iraq's strategy can be broken down into a three-pronged attack on the old, weak dinar narrative, and it's a playbook of financial genius. The first prong, as we've established, is the colossal foreign reserve. But let's be clear about what this reserve truly enables. In the world of foreign exchange, confidence is currency. When a nation can prove, unequivocally, that it can back its currency with real, tangible assets, the global market responds. This reserve allows the CBI to actively defend a new, higher exchange rate. If any speculator or foreign entity tries to short sell the dinar or drive its price down, the CBI has the firepower to buy up dinars in massive quantities, crushing the speculation and solidifying the rate. It's a show of force that commands respect and stability. The second prong is the technological revolution of the digital dinar. Now, I know you might be thinking about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but this is fundamentally different. The digital dinar is a central bank digital currency, a CBDC, which means it's sovereign money issued and backed by the state with the full faith and credit of the nation behind it, just like the physical cash in your wallet, but with the power of blockchain technology. This isn't a decentralized experiment, it's a centralized upgrade. This move does something absolutely critical. It brings the entire Iraqi economy, including the massive informal and cash-based sectors, into the formal, traceable, and taxable digital economy. This dramatically increases the government's revenue base without raising taxes, allowing for massive investment in infrastructure, healthcare, and education, which in turn strengthens the economy and, you guessed it, the currency's value. Furthermore, the digital dinar makes cross-border trade with partners like China and India instantaneous and far cheaper, bypassing the slow and expensive CIFT system. This reduces the demand for US dollars in Iraqi trade, directly supporting the de-dollarization of the Iraqi economy, a primary goal of the CBI. When Iraq sells its oil and gets paid in digital dinars instead of dollars, it shatters a decades-old cycle that kept the dinar suppressed. Now, the third prong, the one that ties it all together, is the most subtle but perhaps the most powerful: the psychological campaign. The CBI, through carefully timed statements and controlled leaks to financial news outlets, is masterfully managing market sentiment. They are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of strength. When the world's financial institutions see a nation with $100 billion in reserves, a cutting-edge digital currency platform, and a clear, confident communication strategy, they start to re-rate the currency in their own models. This isn't manipulation, it's sophisticated financial diplomacy. Pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, and international banks begin to see the IQD not as a speculative gamble, but as a viable, stable store of value and a legitimate part of a diversified portfolio. This influx of institutional money, however small at first, creates a steady, upward pressure on the currency's value. This three-pronged attack, financial firepower, technological disruption, and psychological masterstrokes, creates a feedback loop of strength. Each element reinforces the other, creating an unstoppable momentum towards a stronger, internationally recognized dinar. The old excuses for a weak currency, lack of transparency, a cash-based economy, dependency on the dollar, and low global confidence are being systematically eliminated one by one. The CBI is not just hoping for a revaluation, they are architecting it, constructing it brick by brick with every policy announcement, every technological deployment, and every strategic reserve audit. And the world is starting to take notice. The quiet conversations in the halls of international finance are shifting from the dinar will rise to when and at what level. This changing sentiment is the fuel that will ignite the next and final phase of this historic financial transformation, a phase that will redefine wealth for those who had the foresight to see this coming. But before we get to that explosive conclusion, I need you to do something right now. If you're finding this breakdown valuable, hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on, because the final piece of this puzzle is what you all have been waiting for, and you do not want to miss it. Now we arrive at the culmination of everything we've discussed, the final piece of the puzzle that connects Iraq's monumental financial strategy directly to you and the future of the global economic order. We've built the case, layer by layer, from the unshakable foundation of $100 billion to the digital revolution and the masterful shift in market psychology. But what does this all lead to? What is the endgame? The answer is both simple and profound: the full and formal reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar as a strong, stable, and internationally traded currency, a process that is not a single event, but a carefully managed transition that is already underway. Think about what happens next. The new exchange rate, backed by that colossal reserve, is not a number pulled from thin air. It is a calculated valuation based on Iraq's true economic worth, its vast oil and gas resources, its untapped agricultural potential, and its strategic geographic position. This isn't about creating millionaires overnight. It's about aligning the external value of the currency with the immense internal value of the nation itself, correcting a historical anomaly that has persisted for far too long. The activation of the digital dinar platform is the trigger that will accelerate this process to light speed. Overnight, the mechanisms for international exchange become frictionless. A business in Europe can pay for Iraqi oil in digital dinars instantly, without correspondent bank fees or day waiting periods. An investor in Asia can allocate a portion of their portfolio to IQD assets with a few clicks on a screen, trusting in the transparency of the blockchain ledger. This surge in legitimate, institutional demand for the currency, driven by trade and investment rather than speculation, creates a sustained and powerful upward pressure on its value. This is the moment the CBI has been planning for. This is the final move, referenced in our title. It's the point where all their preparations converge, where the currency stands on its own 2 feet, no longer propped up by interventions but thriving on its own merits, trusted by the world, because the world has seen the proof. The implications of this are staggering and extend far beyond Iraq's borders. A strong digital dinar poses a direct challenge to the dominance of the US dollar in Middle Eastern trade. It offers a viable sovereign alternative for nations looking to de-dollarize, setting a powerful precedent and potentially creating a new digital currency bloc. Iraq could very well become the model for other resource-rich nations seeking financial independence and a modern monetary system. This isn't just an Iraqi story, it's a blueprint for a new financial world. For the Iraqi people, this transformation is nothing short of a national rebirth. It means the end of inflation eroding their savings. It means the ability to plan for the future with confidence. It means their currency, both in physical and digital form, will be a source of pride, a symbol of a nation that has overcome immense adversity to reclaim its rightful place on the global stage. The value of their work, their resources, and their future will finally be accurately reflected in the global marketplace. This is the human impact behind the financial headlines. So, where does that leave us, the observers, the analysts, the individuals who saw the signs early? It leaves us at a historic crossroads, witnessing the birth of a new economic reality. The information is now in your hands. You understand the reserves, you grasp the digital transformation, and you see the strategic endgame. The CBI has played its masterstroke. The pieces are in motion, and the outcome is becoming increasingly inevitable. The question is no longer but what does this mean for the world? And more importantly, are you prepared for the world that emerges on the other side? This is a story that is still being written, and your awareness of it places you ahead of the curve. The journey of the Iraqi dinar is a powerful lesson in patience, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of national sovereignty. It's a story that proves that with strong leadership, vast resources, and a bold vision for the future, any nation can redefine its destiny. And if you want to continue following this historic journey with the most accurate, in-depth, and timely analysis, then your next move is clear. Do not be a passive observer. Become part of an informed community. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on Iraq's economic future. Share this video with anyone who needs to understand the seismic shifts happening in global finance. The conversation is just beginning, and your voice is a vital part of it. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I will see you in the next video.